Hi Pisces, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, it won't be a Skype session because I'm not doing those at the moment. I just have too much to do. So it will be an email or a video reading, which are just as good, I promise. With that said, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this week, for your key to the week, you have the Devil card. We are paying attention to our patterns this week, Pisces. It's really important. What are your vices? What are the things that hold you back? What are the patterns and the cycles that you go through that are unhealthy? This week it looks like you're really unpacking and unpicking this stuff for yourself. The thing is as well, that's one of the, although it's heavy, it's actually one of the best attributes of the Devil card, because when something's highlighted to you, when you can really unpack it and unpick it, it no longer has any power from over you. You know, the Devil card tends to work on the assumption that things are, what's the word? Unconscious, right? And which is interesting because straight after the Devil, what do you have? You have the Tower, the big realization that shatters the previous paradigm. And that's a really important energy. So what is being highlighted to you this week are your patterns, your cycles, the places that you trip yourself up, the places that you self-sabotage, what and who your inner saboteur, thanks Mama Roo, looks like, right? And once you can really figure that out, once you really know what that is, how it speaks to you, how it trips you up, what your patterns and your cycles are, that's when you can transcend them. That's when the Tower moment really hits, right? There's two ways that the Tower can work. It can be an amazingly insightful flash of inspiration that completely liberates you, or it can be where your whole world comes tumbling down. Personally, I've had several of both, and either way, my life is always better for it at some point. The question is, when this Devil card shows up, these patterns and these cycles, what are you going to do with that knowledge and information this week? For your actions and options, you have the Nine of Pentacles. So the thing is, this week you could really be overindulging. You know, this could be good food, good wine, chocolate, sweets, cakes, you know, recreationals if that's your thing. I mean, this could because the action, your actions and options is what you do. The Nine of Pentacles is the best or the finest of everything. So in a way, this could see you really, you know, you want the best of everything. No, it's not just a bottle of wine. It has to be like a 30 quid bottle of wine. It's not just, you know, like you just want the best of everything, but you're almost like in a way that's a bit too much. Like you could find that you're really reaching for the, you know, like the bingy foods this week, like sweets, cakes, chocolate, crisps. Which is interesting because that's not necessarily refined food, is it? But don't forget, you've got the Devil card here. So this is kind of like an energy of excess. It's like, I want more of everything than I actually need or than I should have. Just something to be aware of. For some of you, this could be, you know, overindulging in the bedroom. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Death card. I'm going to be really honest with you, right? The Death card is another one. If you want to avoid the Tower card, make the choice when the Death card shows up. Now, this card, especially when it comes to communications, there's a few things. It could be this week that you are swept up in the fantasy or the illusion of someone and what they offer. The energy to really be feeling all of that taboo, you know, but it feels good. Like, feels good in the moment is probably the energy that's coming up for you, Pisces, right? This is something that you should really pay attention to. Like, this could be a week where, as long as it feels good in the moment, it could kind of be like consequences be damned. When it comes to communications and conversations, this energy could be pervading as well. It could also be that you are either refusing to hear or to see what really is laid out in front of you, or it could be that you are having a challenging conversation and maybe you're trying to gloss over something this week. This is a week where you might be trying to pull the, you know, the rose, You might be trying to put the rose tinted glasses on because you want to, because that's the better alternative. And it's just really important this week that you try to stay logical. The other thing with the Death card as well, this is where something comes to an end. So you could be having a conversation this week where someone is trying to end something or complete something for or with you or around you, and you could be trying to convince them, you know, this isn't the end, it's not supposed to, like, I believe this, this and this. Just check your intentions and your motivations this week, all right? For your money and materials, you have the Six of Pentacles. It's not a bad card, actually, for money, especially because it comes underneath the Nine of Pentacles. So the thing is, because of that overindulgence kind of energy that does seem to be here, it's like whatever comes in could be kind of going straight out. And you've got the Devil card here. So my advice to you is, if you do have some sort of influx of money or finances this week, just be really conscious about what you're doing with your money. Now, on the other side of this, it looks like you could be footing the bill for something, maybe like an unexpected expense. It's very likely that this is, I mean, on a home level, it's very likely to be to do with something to do with the water or the plumbing or the waterworks in the home. Yeah, that's something to think about. And with the Devil card, yeah, I mean, when it comes to physical health, this is, I mean, if you're single and you're going out, just obviously, you know, use precautions. That's something to think about. And for when it comes to your finances, yeah, it just looks like there's going to be an influx, but kind of like as soon as it comes in, you're like, oh yeah, you know, let's go to that strip club and start throwing it out. Just be aware of that kind of energy. And then for your home and environment, now I mentioned that. So for your love and relations, you've got the Page of Wands right underneath the Death card. I mean, you know, it could be a very sexy, very sensual week. There could be a lot of bed pleasures. There could be a lot of fun in that regard. If you want something deeper, it's really important that you are able to have the tough conversation of, is this all you want? You know, if it is, fine, that's great, I can deal with that, but you've got to tell me what it is. For those of you that are partnered, I'm going to be really honest with you. It looks like it's either you or one of you is overindulging or overspending, and I kind of feel like it's going to be you that's ending up picking up the pieces. So it's really important that you have these conversations this week. Interestingly enough, though, for those of you that are partnered, I don't see any issues in the partnership. Certainly not at the moment. It feels like they will come up at a later date because of what's happening in the here and now. So you've got to be conscious this week. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Try to be conscious this week of your own vices and pulls in directions or avenues or paths that aren't necessarily good for you. Just try to be aware of what your own triggers, vices, patterns, cycles, self-sabotage tendencies. Try to get a handle of what those things are, because if you can spot them, a lot of this you could rewrite. Okay, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week, take care, and I'll see you soon.